I pull up, roll the windows down it. I pull up, roll the windows down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't That's why I spend my life with you.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. So we are back with part 2 of the Stormi Steele plot against Melody Cherie, because Stormi, I'm going to make you put it on the flow. And not because anybody is hating on you, not because people are jealous of you, because you lied. You came on the show as if you were one way when you switched up, and we as the fan base have the right to question your integrity, because not only did you flip on Melody, but you also flipped on Tisha, you also flipped on Dusty Dan. So not just Mellometers are questioning you. Lamh Huntsville fan base as a whole is pretty much questioning you, and it has nothing to do with people hating on you. So I wish y'all hoes get that out y'all head. We can clearly see night and day. We can clearly see green and yellow. We can clearly see red and blue. And for me, it's about stop straddling the fence. Stand on business. If you feel a way about something, stand on it. Don't try to act like it's something that it's not. Don't try to make up shit when we can clearly see that you had it out for Mel from the start. So I'm here to break it down, and I'm gonna make her stand on her words. Stormi Steele, in my opinion, look foolish as hell, because nothing she says adds up or lines up to her action. And if she wants to get on Beyonce's internet line and looking stupid, that's on her. I'm just calling out the shit that she's saying. She's a walking contradiction. So let's get into it. Today I've pulled up the tweets in question, the tweets that Betty got an issue with. So let's try to break it all down. And truth be told, the only thing that aggravates me is they keep saying that the fans are making the beef more than what it is, when you, ho, made it more than what it is. Stormi don't know whether she want to be nice or sweet, hood or proper, educated or misinformed, country or bunkin'. Her only character trait is being hood rich.
I did, because I got the call from Angela.
Okay, so you did get the call. So what was going on? Because I want to help you clear things up, honey, because that's why we have...
Right, because like, you know, something to be said once and it turned into something totally different.
I know,
like,
honey.
oh, she moved there to be on, she been praying on such and such. She want to be a friend. I'm like, girl, don't do me, honey. I've been here since 2012, and I was doing some big things, you know what I'm saying, before I knew anybody. So yeah, let us clear that up.
Okay.
I'm going to break this video down, or this interview down, in a separate video, but I do want to show this clip in that interview just to show how much of a weirdo Stormi actually is. She's basically in this interview saying that she has been doing big things before she even got on the show, but at the end of the day, nobody knew you, Stormi, and you wanted to be on the show. You begged to be on the show. It didn't work with Bell Collective, and you are on Lamh Huntsville because you knew Mel. And in this interview, she is trying to basically denounce what Mel had said as far as her pitching Stormi to the show. But what's funny is Stormi in this interview basically co-signed what Mel said. You spoke to a Lamh Huntsville producer, and the Lamh Huntsville producer actually thought you were a part of Bell Collective, or she thought you lived in Mississippi. So she was calling you to be a part of Bell Collective. She found out that you lived in Huntsville, and you name dropped Mel because you a groupie ass fan. Let's call it what it is. And the producer straight up told you on the phone that, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll meet you through Mel. So basically, if you were interesting enough, she would have picked you up off of that right there. But she said that maybe she'll meet you through Mel. So you didn't get on the show by your own will, and I think that's the point. People are saying you used Mel to get on the show and switched up, because that's what it is. That's valid. And in this video, you guys are going to see her have shady tweets toward Mel, basically saying that Mel was her friend when she let Mel use her home. But I doubt Mel used your house without paying for it. So if you're going to be shady, put everything on the floor. And I think that's what people don't like about Stormi. You trying to be shady and act like you're one way when you really a groupie ass, messy ass fan. You're just like the the people that you linked up with. And you actually have proven that. You link up with people's enemies because that's how you are able to make a float. Like, you're not able to stand alone. You have to link up with other people in order to get your point across. Just like how you had to link up with Mel in order to get on the show. Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay. So no, we're going to clear a lot of things up because I would like to...
So it was never a befriending situation. It was never some underlying thing like somebody fake being my friend, etc. to be on the show. It was never that.
I just want someone to ask the main question. And if that was the case, why didn't you tell Mel prior to hiring her for the brand ambassadorship? Or did you know about this prior to hiring Mel for the brand ambassadorship? And what I mean is, did you know Slaw prior to hiring Mel for the brand ambassadorship, or did you know Slaw after hiring Mel for the brand ambassadorship? Did you tell Mel prior to hiring her for the brand ambassadorship, or did you tell her after you hired her for the brand ambassadorship? Because she's already revealed that you didn't tell her at all. Social media told her.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel, and like I said in scene, I feel like the people want us to have a problem.
I'm going to prove how stupid Stormy sounds. Nobody wanted you and Mel to have a problem, you wicked weirdo fool. Your mama literally wanted y'all to have a problem. She was literally in hate groups about Mel prior to you being on the show. You were literally on Twitter liking stuff negatively about Mel prior to you being on the show. When you first got on the show, there was so many people that were in support of you and they were fans of you. Nobody wanted you to not like Mel, and I don't understand why people keep fucking saying that. And that's ultimately why I'm making this video, because they're trying to play in our face and they keep making stuff up. Everybody wanted to like Stormy, and then Stormy got on the show and switched up, and nobody understood the switch up. Mel said for every season that she takes a break after the reunion, yet Stormy used that as a reason to not like Mel, and then turned around mid-season and said that her real issue with Mel was people having comments or having opinions of her thinking that she was the one that recorded Mel, when ultimately I'm going to prove to y'all in this video that more people thought it was Dusty Dan, Martell, and nobody really thought it was Stormy until her mammy got under the post and said something, and I'm going to prove that with the timestamp. So let's get into it.
And I stated clearly, like, I don't want that, because that's not a thing for me. Like, I don't have that type of energy. I don't do those type of things in life. Like,
y'all, she don't even believe this shit. And this was right after she was trying to prove that she wasn't as ghetto as she actually is. So she got on with this trying to be Southern Belle accent.
Focus is literally on like everything that God put in my spirit to pursue. You know, I don't focus or like try to do the extra stuff because I've never had to.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's date all the way back to the tweet in question. I also want you guys to pay attention to the timestamp of these posts as well. So back in December on the 17th, 2022, Mel made a post and it says, "Child, so who the hell recorded this convo? Most people were thinking it was Destiny, but for whatever reasons, Stormy thought that she was talking about her." So Stormy Mammy responds the next day at 11 in the morning and she says, "You are using the same little tactics you used against Destiny, distorting the truth to have issues with someone." That's what Stormy fucking mama said, literally. Like, can we talk about projection? She also says, "Who are you inferring to?" Or do you mean referring, ma'am? She also says, "You know that was an interview you gave on TMZ. I know you forget a lot of things, but you did forget that." Ho, we all knew that was an interview. And in case y'all don't believe me, let's go in the comments. Nobody thought it was Stormy until her mammy got in the comments. Y'all, maybe it's the Mississippi literacy rate. And yeah, I'm taking it there because I too don't understand how Stormy comprehended this to be about her, other than it's the fact that she's ill-educated, or she literally plotted to have a beef with Mel and was using anything to have an issue with her about. So someone says under that tweet, "How did Destiny get the recording? It had to have been from Stormy. That girl isn't the kumbaya of peace advocate she portrayed," which was in response to Dusty Dan taking the recording to Martell from Mel's interview. Someone under that post asked and tagged Melody, "Is this true?" And Melody never responded. And I'm assuming that's what Betty Steele is mad about. Girl, get the fuck over it. I'm going to show you guys Stormy's response to that. But first, I want y'all to pay attention that it's 2:19 in the morning on December the 18th on Twitter. The person said it sounds verbatim to the conversation Mel had with Stormy while she was getting her massage. Now, I also heard on the show from Martell that Mel gave an interview and answered a question about Martell dating Sheree. It sounded exactly like what Mel said to Stormy. To me, I don't know. Stormy responds to him and says, "Run it back, babe." It definitely was not verbatim, and it's definitely not the same thing that's been said in multiple public interviews. The fact that this was from a public interview and someone wants it to be believed it was a secret recording is beyond me. So I need y'all to understand, Stormy had a plot from jump, and it was going to be this. Instead of Stormy clearing it up as her friend and saying that was just something that she said on multiple interviews, that's not a recording from me, she made sure to add in there the fact that this was from a public interview and someone wants it to be believed it was a secret recording is beyond me. She has already set the plot up. That's not something a friend would say mad at people getting her friendship misconstrued with another friend or getting her friend's statements misconstrued. Because had my friend tweeted something like that, I'd be like, are y'all dumb? She not talking about me. Pay attention. But if I'm plotting on you, I'm finna try to use this as a reason to say, but you're not really my friend, because why won't you clear this up when your mammy is literally in the comment section not clearing stuff up? But let's talk about it. This is just a reminder. Mel made this post at 8:17 p.m. on the 17th of December. That person responded at 12 a.m. on the 18th of December. Someone even commented that was definitely from the interview. So fans clocked Stormy. A fan said, wait, how does Destiny have a recording of words Mel spoke in her house to Stormy? Stormy responded, easy, because she said the same thing about 5 different interviews. In case that's not clear enough, let me simplify. Destiny played a recording from an interview that's not some secret recording that someone made and shared with her. This is comical at this point. So basically, here is what most people were thinking, because Stormy was only responding at that time to people that were trying to figure out who was the recording from. So in my opinion, Stormy was off GP trying to write a narrative. This one commenter said, your comprehension is off. Mel is saying who recorded her interview. Like, come on. If Destiny don't really mess with Mel like that, why is she screen recording her interview? Ooh, child. Duh. That is all. That is it. That is what everybody was trying to say from jump. And if Stormy was really Mel's friend, then she would have understood where Mel was getting at. Mel was responding to Dusty Dan playing a recording to her baby mama. It was all about a screen recording of an interview. We all knew that because Mel literally, like Stormy said the same thing in 5 different interviews. So why would Mississippi literacy rate Stormy think that it was about her? We don't know, unless she was already plotting to have an issue with Mel, because the internet had already exposed Stormy for being cool with Ariane. I want y'all to understand that as we break this down. The internet had already exposed Stormy for knowing Slarion. This was what she used to pick a beef with Mel. So then Stormy screenshots Mel's tweet and then resends it to that commenter and says, nah, babe, I comprehend just fine. Mel never acknowledged anything, because at this point, I wouldn't either, because you are intentionally misinterpreting what's going on. Mel was live tweeting at the time, and that response came from when Dusty Dan was showing Mel's baby mama the video. Stormy is trying to correlate Mel's live tweets to what was being shown on TV at the time, but how would you know? Because you wasn't live tweeting at that moment. Mel was tweeting at 8:17 p.m. when the show was on. Do y'all really want me to be crazy enough to pull up that entire episode and time it up? So someone also made a tweet, and at the end of the day, if you were really Mel's friend, it would have all made sense and you would have never made made these tweets in the first place. But I'm just trying to show y'all how she plotted from the start. And she was looking for anything, and she took that and ran with it because there was so many people trying to let her know that Mel was not talking about her. Mel didn't have to go under the tweet and clear anything up because there was so many fans trying to clear it up for her, but she didn't want to listen or hear it. So this one person said, which hashtag made you feel like it was about you when in the scene it was literally Destiny playing a recording from an interview about Sheree and her ex-husband? She literally said it was an interview she did, and Mel didn't say nothing wrong about him either. She chose not to respond to that person. I want us all to peep game. So that was on the 17th and the 18th of December. Stormi tweeted, "The door swings both ways," December the 22nd. She was already putting everything into play. She was already shading Mel on social media. She already came up with this narrative. I also want y'all to pay attention to the fact that Stormi has only ever tweeted and paid any type of attention to Twitter when it was pertaining to Love and Marriage Huntsville and Mel. She wasn't even on Twitter promoting her products. Her last tweet of 2022 had something to do with the door swings both ways, and that was about Mel. When she came back to Twitter, that was in April of 2023, and she was talking about Mel. She's a fan. And it was in response to what Mel had said in her interview with Carlos King. And I just want y'all to peep the energy that she had been displaying and the energy she'd been coming with. The tweet says, "There was some moments of misinformation in the interview as well. Stormi has been in Huntsville since 2012. She had a shop in Mississippi, but hasn't lived there. Also, it's very interesting listening to the retelling of history because wasn't it transactional on both ends with them?" So basically, when Mel did her interview, she was letting Carlos King know that Stormi had hired her as a brand ambassador. That tweeter is basically trying to say that it was both transactional, their relationship, which is funny because you guys are going to see Stormi contradict herself later on in the episodes. Stormi also responds and says, "I love you for this. This just goes to show there's lies even in the simplest things." Basically trying to say that Mel is lying. She also says, "And if there are lies there, then you can believe anything. Now you can. I most definitely been in Huntsville for over a decade. Maybe it seems like I moved there for the show." And I just want to show you guys some more older tweets just so you guys can see how she was coming from the jump. Because she said at the time she was building a friendship with Mel, yet the person who you're trying to build a friendship with, fans are legit letting you know what the miscommunication is and you don't want to hear it. Somebody also said, "I thought Mel was referring to Destiny recording the interview because she had that part of it on cue ready for playback to Martell." Someone else says, "As I was watching, my mind immediately just went to production being messy." So this one person said to the commenter, because they all felt like Stormi was being defensive and speaking out of turn because nobody even thought it was her. She said, "A hit dog always hollers. She didn't say it was you, but you assumed she was saying you. You've been low-key shading Mel like, what's the real issue? Question mark." Stormi, dumb ass, Mississippi, reading ass, gonna say, "That doesn't make sense, babe. In order to be hit, it would have to be true, and it's not." And Stormi is just legit an idiot. And like I said, I can't tell if it's the Mississippi literacy rate or what. Because when someone says a hit dog will holler, that would mean that something is happening and it has no relation to you, but you're speaking up about that something that is happening. So it must be you that person is talking about. I believe she thought she ate, but she let us know very much so how illiterate she actually is and lack basic comprehension skills. And one more comment that she made, and this was on December the 18th, the next day after Mel made that tweet. She said, "Nope, I never said I don't like her post or comment because she doesn't like or comment on mine. I simply stated she doesn't and she doesn't. So why call me out for it if that's how you all measure friendships? Keep the same energy on both sides." So again, she's been had this energy. She's been coming this way. She's been trying to plot and set something up. And all of this was after the internet called her out for being friends or having connections with Mel's baby mama mistress. Also, someone said, you are very defensive. Mel's statement is very broad. It could be anyone. Maybe you could pick up the phone and call her to get clarity, because this ain't it, sis. Then she respond, who has her number? So again, she's already had this set up. She's already had this in motion. She was going to go with a beef with Mel no matter what. Y'all can pause and read all the shady tweets. I'm pretty much off of this. I proved my point, in my opinion. Get in the comments and let me know what you guys think about all of this. I am going to be coming back with a part 2 after the reunion.
Know her enough to, with Stormy's mom, to be honest, I don't know her enough. I don't even know her enough to speak on who she is, what she is. I've maybe been around her 3 or 4 times in my whole life. And those times were literally mostly speaking moments. Hey, how you doing? I don't know her. She's not in my age range. So she's not someone necessarily that I would hang out with, if I could be honest. So for her to have such strong opinions about me, which I later find out, and we're not going to spoil too much, but later found out came even before she ever met me, that's weird to me. And I pray that I never am in a position to where I'm ever bashing or having such strong negative opinions about people my children's age and taking it to social media, and I've never met them. So I think there's room to grow. I think there's room to do better, period, because this is the second go around of people who are old enough to be my mother having such strong opinion and don't even know me really. They've only been around me a handful of times. But yeah, I pray I'm never in a position where I have such strong opinions about people my kids' age.
Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. 'Cause the love you give, you can't replace.
It's not in the purpose of anybody.
That's why I'm mine. I spend my life